All right, so another way that you can put these in is instead of attaching everything together before you concrete everything and attaching your posts to the panels, you can go ahead and concrete your posts into the ground if you know exactly where they're going to go. And once it's nice and sturdy, then you can pick up your panel and basically just butt it up against your post. And that's going to give you obviously the perfect alignment of where you need to put your brackets. Now, of course, you want to make sure you have whatever spacing on the bottom for the bottom part of your fence, but for here, in this case, we're just resting it right on the ground. We don't want any space at all underneath it. So I'm just setting it on the ground, lining everything up. And again, the beautiful thing about these is all these panels, they move however they need to move. So whatever angle they need to be on, you just set them on the ground and they tilt and move however they need to be. So in my case, I'm just going to butt this up against this post and everything else is doing the work already for me. So I'm just going to take this bracket here, put one on one side, take my nut there, hope it doesn't fall. Going to just put a bolt through there, line it up, put my other bracket on, kind of hold it in place there, and put my nut on, tighten that up a bit. Perfect. It's exactly where it needs to be. Now I'll just do the same for the other brackets. Alright, so now I know that the mounts are exactly where they need to be, obviously. I'm just going to tighten these bolts up just a little bit so they don't keep them from moving, and I'm going to take my self-tapping screws that came with all the mount hardware and just run them in, and then we're done. We'll move on to the next section. So you're probably thinking, well, if I didn't put all these things together before I concreted all the posts in, how am I going to be able to dig the hole for my next post? Well, that's pretty easy because none of this stuff is welded together. It's just sort of bolted. And again, we have this bolted together loosely right now. We're not going to tighten everything up until we're done. This just moves right out of the way. We're not digging huge holes here. These are only 2-inch posts, so we don't have to dig a huge hole. So we can just move this out of the way, but we do know exactly where the post has to go, obviously. So we're just going to kind of move this out of the way a bit. It doesn't hurt the mounts in the slightest. Dig your hole and repeat this whole process again.